Last week, I sat here and I told you I was gonna start again. And I said that exact sentence to myself, I think probably over 100 times in my entire life. At this point, I think we all know what starting on Monday actually feels like. The difference this time around is that I said it out loud to you. And it turns out that actually changes things, though it's probably not how you think. Let's talk about it. Ayo, if you're new here, I'm Alex, and I'm spending a year becoming the person I keep telling myself I'll be one day. And I'm documenting the whole thing here on YouTube every single Monday. So because this journey means losing weight, for now, I actually have an update because last week I was 119.3 kilos and this week I'm 117.1. And I know that sounds quite a lot, 2.2 kilos, but I'm gonna be straight with you. Much of that is gonna be water weight because every single time you're starting again on a new diet, the first week is gonna look good on paper, but actually you're losing quite a lot of water. So to be completely honest, I'm not actually crazy about that number. I mean, the number is fine, the scale went down. But here's the part that actually matters. Here's why I'm happy this time around. The week before, the number actually went up from 118.5 to 119.3, and that direction was clearly wrong. And now it actually isn't anymore, and that's the whole win for this week. The arrow turned around. I'm back on track, baby. And I've been thinking about why this week worked, because nothing about it was essentially different. There was no new program, no new trick, nothing I bought. And believe me when I say this, because in the past, I always had a problem getting back on track in situations like this. Whenever I had a taste for the good life, pun intended, after a period of intense dieting, I'd end up almost always breaking the whole thing. And usually I would end up putting even more weight than when I actually started. And again, situations like this were the ultimate diet killer, for me at least. So what was it this time? What changed? Honestly, I think it's because I'm doing it in public. And I know it sounds lame, but it is the actual motivator. And I'm gonna be honest about the mechanism behind it because it's not as noble as it sounds. It's not that I think I would let you down. It's that I think that, and this is what's gonna sound lame, but it's that I think that you might think less of me. That's the actual mechanism. Because I said a thing on camera, I made a promise on camera to you and to myself. And the idea of coming back having nothing or having it worse than the last week once again, I didn't like how that felt. Now, is that the right kind of motivation? Probably not, because it's basically me just outsourcing my discipline to a stranger's opinion. But let me put it this way, it's not stupid if it works. Because could I do this better? Could I get to a place where I do this purely for me and don't care about what anyone else on the internet, some strangers, are thinking? I mean, yeah, for sure, that's the better version. But until then, you're actually motivating me without even knowing, without even doing anything. You're just there, existing, and probably judging me a little bit as well. And you know, it's working, so that's what matters in the end. And here's the part that's actually funny for me, because a few videos back I admitted that I have been hiding this channel for my friends because I feared being judged. Same fear, exactly the same fear. But it turns out that fear does different things depending on which side of the promise you're on. Because yes, it can stop you from starting things, and it does most of the time. But look, it can actually stop you from quitting them too. So if you want to steal this lame strategy, you don't need a camera. You just need somebody to talk to tell them your promise. Tell one person, your partner, a friend, a group chat. Tell them one specific thing and then tell them to ask you about it. And now it lives outside your own head, where you can't quietly renegotiate it at 9 p.m. on a Monday. You have to use whatever works, even if it's slightly pathetic or lame, like me just being afraid of what other strangers might think of me on the internet. A promise with a witness is a completely different animal compared to one you made by yourself alone in the kitchen one night. As a matter of fact, you can do it right now in the comments. So leave it down below. What's the one promise? What's the one thing you're gonna start today? Say it where I can see it, and I'm gonna check in on you, and that's another promise. And if you missed last week's video, that's the one where I'm explaining why falling off wasn't actually the expensive part. This week's video is the follow-up on that. Make sure you go watch that one next. And always remember, it's not that serious.